are people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. When they come from hell and they complain and do nothing but, we don't want them in our country.
Twin Cities leaders fired back in defense of the Somali community, including the mayors of both Minneapolis.
Our top story tonight, verbal attacks on Minnesota's Somali community by the President of the United States.
President Trump's words come amid reports of an ICE operation targeting the largest population of Somali immigrants in the country.
These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. When they come from hell and they complain and do nothing but, we don't want them in our country.
Twin Cities leaders fired back in defense of the Somali community, including the mayors of both Minneapolis and St. Paul. Nearly 80,000 Somali Americans called Minnesota home. One of them is Minneapolis City Council member Jamal Osman, who condemned Trump's comments.
Our community has lived through fear in the past, and we're not going to let us divide that. Our president is racist, xenophobic, Islamophobic, and we are going to fight that. America has a history of fighting and stopping those kind of...
Within the last 2 hours, Twin Cities leaders convened a second time to double down on their support for the Somali community, including Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara, who says the Somali community welcomed him as an outsider. Therefore, he wants them to know that they are welcome too.
Just knowing so many people from our community who are Somali, who are police officers in the city, who are community members, who are imams, religious leaders. I'm just really taken back by the amount of hate that's being said across the board about our community here.
We have live team coverage of the fallout from the president's comments tonight.
So-Young Kim spoke with local immigration attorneys who are seeing the ripple effects of the president's comments. But first, Maury Glover has direct reaction from the Somali community itself. Maury?
Well, there's a lot of fear in the Somali community tonight, and they say the president is just wrong about them.
I love America. It's my second home.
Khadija Warsami has owned the Zara Cafe in Carmel Mall for 2 years, but she believes business has been slow for the last few days because of rhetoric by President Trump.
Everybody is scary, but I'm not scary. But a lot of people who undocumented, like they have a work button only, they don't want to come to the mall and buy something because they worry for them.
Minneapolis city leaders say they're getting credible reports as many as 100 federal agents will be deployed to the Twin Cities to target the Somali community. Warsami hopes innocent Somalis are not caught up in the immigration enforcement operation as President Trump escalates his verbal attacks on Somali immigrants.
I don't know why he keeps saying Somali only. It's a lot of immigrants. So I feel bad that, and I hope they're not going back because the Somalia is not safe.
Warsami says President Trump is unfairly painting the entire Somali community with a broad brush because of the fraud in several social service programs. But she says most Somalis in Minnesota are like her, American citizens who want those who break the law to face the consequences.
I don't steal any money. I'm American. I'm a business owner. I'm working. I've been in America 26 years. I have my own house. I don't do nothing. So all the Somalians, they're not bad.
And Warsami hopes President Trump changes his mind about the Somali people.
I'm asking them, all the American people, they support us and they're helping us, and they don't listen to the President Trump. That's what I'm telling you.
Now, Warsami says she hopes local government officials also protect the local Somali community. Reporting live in Minneapolis, Maury Glover, Fox 9.
All right, Maury, thank you. We continue our team coverage with So-Young Kim, who spoke with lawyers who represent Somali clients here in the Twin Cities. And So-Young, the attorneys say they have reason to believe federal enforcement targeting Somalis has already begun.
That's right. They say over the past 24 hours, they've heard from many people in the Somali community.
It appears to me that this is a more widespread effort with many more agents out in the field.
Some immigration attorneys in the Twin Cities say they've heard from multiple people in the Somali community reporting federal immigration operations this week. Trump administration officials had previously said they're focusing on those living in the U.S. unlawfully. Minnetonka-based attorney Stephen Thal says this is one of the calls he received around 10:30 Tuesday morning.
Actually received a phone call from one of my Somali clients and his aunt who had been visited by 3 masked ICE agents at their home in Brooklyn Park. They asked the people who were pounding on the door what they wanted. They said they were looking for an individual, but they wouldn't name who it was that they were looking for.
The client said they declined to let them in. And Thal says other local immigration attorneys reported clients experiencing similar situations.
I did have another report of an incident where someone did let the agents into their home and then the person was detained.
In a statement, Minneapolis-based immigration attorney Abdikani Jabani says, in part, quote, "Over the past 24 hours, I have heard from many Somali and East African families who are in a state of fear due to sudden immigration enforcement actions taking place across Minneapolis and St. Paul."
I've been fielding calls throughout the day. It wasn't actually what I had on my schedule, but I've had to deal with this crisis among our clients and provide them proper advice in terms of how to respond, what their rights are.
And Thal says in his decades of experience, he hasn't seen a targeted situation like this. In the newsroom, So Young Kim, Fox 9.
All right, thank you, So Young. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem making a big statement about visas during a cabinet meeting with President Trump today.
Hundreds of Somali Americans right now.
I remember when they was telling Black Americans that they could get deported. Remember? 5 minutes later.
When they're saying they're going to deport me, knowing full well that you cannot deport an American citizen.
Now, if Ilhan Omar, a Somalian refugee, can't get deported, a Black American most definitely can't get deported. We've been
community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump.
We're not Black, we're not Arab, we're Somali. Let me start off by why we're not Black. This is Black, this is brown, and there's not a single person in the world that's this skin color. Do your research. Black is the absence of color. It's what you get when there's no color. It's what you get when you turn off the light. You get black. And yes, I know
we are Somalis, not Black. There, I said it. Somalis are not Black.
Black people are remembered at the time of crisis. Black people are remembered when people need their help. For a long time, the Somali have not wanted to identify with blackness, but at this